Welcome to another edition of Forest Fan TV. Stephen here, and I've got Rish with me. We're looking ahead to Saturday's game away at Wolverhampton Wanderers, a team who are up there with us in the Championship, sort of in that top 10. How do you think this game's going to go?
Well, they had a much better than expected start to the season, didn't they? I suppose like Forest did in many ways, but obviously it's a different scale when you've just come up compared to the situation that Forest are in. A trip to Molineux is never easy. I'll definitely say that, and I've got lots of bad memories from trips to Molineux.
Yeah.
I've seen a number of red cards, lots of goals conceded. I don't think I've seen Forest score there. So
yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. With our record at Molineux, it's quite poor. Last couple of times we've been there. Well, we won there last time. That was 2012-13 season goals. Billy Sharp and Lansbury got us the goals, and we won 2-1. Yeah. That's our first win in Molineux in 8 attempts. So it's a bit of a bogey ground for Forest.
It certainly is. I think the Black Country generally has a bad feeling. I made a vow I was never going to go to Walsall away, and thankfully we've not had to play them for a few years.
Yeah.
I think, they're a good team. It's a difficult ground to go to. It's a very odd ground because obviously it's one of the new grounds that's become a middle-aged ground now. I always feel really far away from the pitch when I go there. I feel like the stands are really far away from the pitch. And in terms of the atmosphere that's there, well, Wolves fans are all right. If you can't accuse them of not being loyal supporters to their team, however hard life is. And in terms of the team that they've got at the moment, well, I've got quite a lot of mates who are Wolves fans, and I said to them last year, Kenny Jackett's available, you do well to get him. And he's done a brilliant job there. Yeah. Because when he brought Millwall up from League One, they were just a solid team in the Championship, sort of around mid-table, perhaps to be expected. Whereas with Wolves, they've come out of League One, they've got that momentum, and they look a really good side this season. When you consider how they've been through the mill, they've had to get rid of a lot of established, experienced, high-wage players, some of whom are still on the books there.
Yeah.
But won't play because of the financial situation. They've got to deal with that. They've got a lot of young players in their team. So most matches they're captained by Danny Bart, who's a centre-half who came through their system. And he's the skipper, and he's still a young man. So that says a lot about the ethos that Kenny Jackett's brought in, I think. And certainly all the Wolves fans I know are well happy with the way it's gone under him.
Yeah, in terms of their form, they've been consistent throughout the season, although they are coming into this match off the back of a 5-0 defeat at Derby County. On the one hand, that makes you think Forest can get goals, and that's encouraging. But on the other, Wolves are going to respond to that surely, and they're not going to want to. They're going to want to get that out of their system,
especially at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think with Forest, I've said that this is a tight division. I do think that Forest playing well should be a match for any team in the division, though. If Forest play to their best, and that's the thing, is that we haven't seen Forest play well for more than about 45 minutes for a little while now, so it depends upon whether they've kept the momentum going through the international break.
Yeah, we're coming into this game off the back of that win against Norwich. First win in what seemed like an eternity for us. The players have got to take some confidence from that now, going to Molineux. I think they can have a real good go at this and certainly come away with something.
The other thing I'll add is that, league positions, they don't really... yes, you get excited when you're top of the league in the first few matches of the season, but league positions don't count for a huge amount until at least about December time. So I'm not too concerned about where we are in the league. What it's all about is getting the points on the board, because let's face it, you don't win the league by Christmas, you win it after 46 matches. Yeah.
You look at the team that Pearce selected against Norwich. A few players came in and did well, most notably Ben Osborne, who I thought had a really good game. I'd be surprised if he was dropped. I think he might be tempted to go with the same team.
Yeah, Osborne's certainly earned his place in the team. It's a classic example of you bring a young player who comes in and plays without fear. He wasn't affected by the bad form of the team, even though he had played a few matches in that run. What I will say is there's talk about whether Danny Fox is going to be fit again. Unfortunately for Danny Fox, I think it'd be doing Forest a favour if he's not ready yet, because you know what, Dan Harding hasn't really put a foot wrong this season, and Danny Fox, I've not seen him have a good game left back this season. So that's going to be an interesting one. And of course, the other thing is, can Henry refind his form? Can Pato be rewarded for his impact off the bench by getting in the starting 11?
Yeah, that's one thing that quite a lot of Forest fans have been talking about, the absence of Patterson this season. Mm-hmm. He came on against Norwich. He helped.
Oh, yeah.
He played his part in that goal, the Sombalonga goal.
That ball in the counter-attack, that was just a glorious, long but targeted pass.
Yeah.
And of course, Britt's control and his work afterwards made it even better than it was before. But Pato's got ability. The question is that does he have the application? Is he worth 90 minutes? Maybe that Pearce sees him as an impact player, which, in fairness, he's done a reasonable job of doing.
Yeah, and when you're away from home against a team like Hulls, you probably want somebody like a Chris Burke in there who has not only got the quality, but he does a lot for the team as well.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I wonder if Tom Ince is going to play, because obviously Ince has displaced Burke. However, I've got to say, I've yet, in the 2 or 3 matches, Ince hasn't done anything in a Forest shirt yet.
Yeah.
And what's even worse is that he was a complete passenger. He looked like he was one of the opposition in the half he played against Norwich, and that's a bit worrying. So when you go away from home against a team who will want to fancy their chances, can we afford a passenger? I don't think so.
Yeah. What about up front? Sombalonga and Fry played against Norwich. Do you think that partnership will continue?
Forest have looked better this season when they played with 2 up front, and you mentioned the word partnership there. It's pretty rare to get partnership. I think I've been so impressed by Matty Fryatt this season. We always knew he had ability, but I always thought he was more of a kind of, a hard worker who had occasional fox-in-the-box tendencies. You know what? He's been brilliant down the channels, and that's given Pearce so much flexibility, because it means if he needs some player to drop off, maybe go down the channels, pull wide, then he can do that, but at the same time offering Britt the support, because Britt ain't a lone striker.
Yeah. And time to put you on the spot. What do you think the score's going to be?
Oh, of course, it's heart versus head. Let's go 2-1 Forest.
Yeah, I'll take a 2-1. That'll be nice. How do you think the game's going to go for us? Get in touch on Twitter at ForestFanTV. Visit the website as well. That is www.forestfantv.com. And make sure that you subscribe to our channel as well. For now, from Rish and from me, goodbye.